It is September 17th, 2020. This is my latest video on international travel to Colombia and to Medellin, Colombia. Follow along. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is my latest video on moving, living, and visiting Colombia, Medellin, Colombia in specific. And I found some good information for you guys, so stick around. You're gonna wanna stick around. I have good news and even better news. But you know, everything is up in the air as far as until that plane takes off. I and a bunch of other people not gonna believe it. So let's jump right in. I have a few good stories for you guys. Number one is going to be a website that if I haven't told you about before, this is one that you need to take a look at. And it's a simple one too. It is the U.S. Embassy in Colombia. The website is co.usembassy.gov. Take a look at this website. Lots of good information for you guys, okay? Also, I want to take a second to say thank you for everyone who smashed that like button last time. You helped me out. You helped me to get the video out even more. Please do me a favor this time. If you'll take a second right now and go down and hit the like button, hit pause, go hit the button, or just during the video sometime if you'll go down and hit like. Subscribe if I'm offering any information worth benefit for you and you want to be alerted to any new videos that I put out, go ahead and hit that bell. Again, so let's jump right in. This one is the U.S. Embassy in Colombia. Lots of good information. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I just basically wanted to show it to you, but then also to point out a couple of things that I found on there and why I do go to certain websites. You know, nothing is 100%. I mean, everybody is claiming to report on behalf of the government. But until you hear like a quote from Ms. Orozco or from Duque or the mayor, then, you know, it's really not 100%. And then even still, somebody can tell you what they said. And even in the translation, sometimes things don't come up, you know, as smooth as you would like them to. So if you just jump in here, and this one is under alerts and messages, there is a plethora of information on here. It looks like it's relatively up to date. And by that, I mean within the past 4 or 5 days. Some of it's older and you'll see, but this is one that you're going to need to take a look at before you go, as well as, you know, Facebook groups. If you have not already, join a couple of expat groups. There's two major ones in Medellin. I forget the name. I'm a member of both of them, but I don't get on Facebook anymore. So except to use it as a resource to listen to some of the comments, and they say, I hear from here, I hear from there. So I'll go ahead and trace that lead down. But I spend a lot of time looking for this information, guys. But here's one, let's see, alert humanitarian flights from Bogota, September 23rd to 24th and 26th on Spirit Airlines, 15th of September 2020. So that's, you know, that's pretty recent. Alert demonstrations throughout Bogota on Monday, and those demonstrations went on for a few days too. And if you study or you look at other information and websites like myself, then you would have seen there's been a lot of protests in the country over the past few days. The latest one is due to an attorney that was held down by a couple of police officers and was hit, I think they say 14 times with a taser, when they say the human body can't take more than 4 times. At least that's what I read in that story. I'm not a cop, I don't know. But they shocked him so many times that when they took him to the hospital, he was found dead. So this is what's been going on, and it's not just in Bogota, it's been in Medellin as well, and I would assume all the other larger cities. But this is something that it's good to go here for, because this is pretty relevant. I mean, this is just this week. So if I jump to the next page, this one says emergency assistance, smart traveler enrollment program, COVID-19. If you want to study up on the U.S.'s platform on COVID-19 for Colombia, there is an ambassador and his team is supposed to handle this type of thing. And then this just goes over Secretary Pompeo travel to wherever he's going. alert humanitarian flights. It's just basic information. But this next one, I wanted to bring you to this site so that you're aware of it, but I also wanted to show you this one little thing down here. This one's under resources. So if you're in country and you're looking for resources, this is a good source and a good place to send you to good sources. So if I go down resources for understanding COVID, financial resources, medical resources, evacuations from Colombia, transportation resources, Bogota lodging, food and amenities, closures, resources by departments. How about resources by major city? So if you're going to Medellin, let's see what the U.S. government says in Colombia where you need to take a look at. In Bogota, you can take a look at bogota.gov, Bogota's mayor, Mi Barrio app. And then in Medellin, what does it say? Medellin Guru. Again, I don't get any money from Medellin Guru, and I'm getting ready to jump right on and use them right now. But it is like an awesome site. Let me tell you something. If you are looking to move there, if you're looking to live there, buy property, open a business, get a visa, start dating, helpful hints, everything is in there, and he's updating this weekly. So I would encourage everybody, if no other source, I mean, the newspaper sites are good, but I don't know how he has the inside that he does to be actually listed on the United States .gov in Colombia. But I'm telling you, this is the source, and I'm going to jump right in right now. Again, I understand my readers can read. I'm going to read along so that if you're in the car or you just don't want to look at me, like I said, I'm going to read through some of these. And I'm going to skim, and I'm going to go pretty quick too, because I have some good news and some, I don't know, better news, but just along the lines of good news this time. Not so much bad, but really until that first, second, fifth, 100th flight takes off, and more importantly, that it takes off from Bogota, because that's where a lot of people are going to have to transfer from. But I do have new news for you in this video as far as biosafety and some things you're going to need to know as far as traveling into Colombia and Medellin, Colombia. Okay, this first story is entitled International Flights Return to Colombia in September. Some of it is rehashed, but he updates often. Colombia plans to resume international flights in Colombia starting in September, with flights planned to resume over a period of 3 months, starting with a pilot in September and a return to normalization with tourists in November. So for those of my viewers and subscribers who commented, you know, you had flights, they canceled your flights. I have one of my viewers, his wife is stuck there. He says he wants his wife back to the US. She's been locked down there since March. So a lot of you guys are looking to get there, and I guess a lot of people are looking to bring some people back too. So the reactivation of international flights to and from Colombia is planned to start in September on a pilot basis. Many Medellin Guru readers have asked when international flights to Colombia will resume, and Angela Maria Orozco, Colombia's Minister of Transport, confirmed in May that international flights to Colombia will resume in September. So it looks like they were set on this back in May. I guess no matter what happened, they were determined they were going to open. Like I said before, I think they are manipulating the numbers, and it's all about money. And I've had a few people who have given me feedback on that, to let me know, specifically, some people who are there. And I have a few contacts there, and they're telling me that they don't get how people are going to risk their lives to go down there, whether it's for women. I don't know if you're going there for the weather, but probably women is stronger. That's one thing to get a man to move or even visit. But we don't get why, you know, so many people are going to take that chance right away. But I know a lot of people are going. These flights are booked. If you remember my call from a few weeks ago, those first initial weeks are booked. And guess what? So they booked, what did they say, back in August. Well, those flights have been canceled. So what happens to those people? Well, then they were pushed ahead. And I assume those people were pushed ahead too, pushed further into the future. So that means that more people, there's a backlog of people that want to get down there and want to go. But I'm telling you, the virus is still there. And I'm going to go over the numbers in a second too, but pay attention. I have some good stuff in this video. So let's just jump ahead. On September 14th, Colombia's Minister of Transport confirmed that international flights to Colombia will resume on the 21st, and Colombia will have more than 15 international destinations in October. So they're adding places to visit as they go, and there's a list below, so stay tuned. This was updated on the 15th. This is the important part of this one right here. The Biosafety Protocol for the return of international flights to Colombia includes the requirement for a negative PCR COVID-19 test within 96 hours. So that means you're going to have to do a nasal swab, or some people do the throat, but I've had it 3 times and they went into the nose each time. It's never fun. It's like they want to tap the back of your head. It's going to make you pull if you haven't done it already. But, and you know, when they do that though, I did the rapid test last time before I headed out of town, and they gave it 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, they gave me the results. It's listed right there. That's something I could take to the airport with me. So you're going to need that negative PCR test. 96 hours is kind of a long time. You can do a lot in 96 hours. I don't know why. I guess it's so that you don't have to do the rapid test. And you can do the one that's going to be ready in 1 to 2 days. But what happens if it's not ready in 1 to 2 days? If you remember my video of when I did the test, and I recorded that, when I took my first test, a couple of months ago, I never got the results. So what if I had to fly? Never got the results, which means I had to do it 2 more times. If you're wondering why I did it 3 times. And I also did the, the antibody test too. That cost a little bit. My insurance took care of the other ones. But okay, so to continue on, first international flight from Colombia on September 19th. The first international flight from Colombia is on September 19th, according to El Colombiano. The first international flight from Colombia is reportedly from Medellin to Cartagena, and then onwards to Miami. And this is going to be on Viva Air. Cartagena has been reported in the news for several days to be the first in Colombia with international flights. However, Semana also reported a first flight on September 19th from Cartagena to Miami on Spirit Airlines. But Miami is not an airport where Spirit flies to. So this news story may be saying Miami because it's a bigger city than Fort Lauderdale, which I think is true. It's going to FLL, Fort Lauderdale. One of my subscribers commented last week that there were 15 airports that were designated for international flights. When you come back to the U.S., you could only go to those 15 where they had enhanced protocols to check you in. They've since did away with that, I think, as of last Thursday, or within the past 5 to 7 days. They did away with that. So all the other airports are ready to receive people. They want to open this up. They want to start getting money again. They want to start making money again, as well as other countries too. So I get why Colombia wants to reopen. I get why we do. I just don't get why we have to put people's health at risk. But anyway, so let's scroll down a little bit more because the important part. Some of the new reports are saying that both flights leaving Cartagena for Fort Lauderdale and Miami are on September 19th. Also, William Dow, the mayor of Cartagena, said recently the first international flight to Cartagena will be on the 22nd. El Heraldo reported that the first international flights to Colombia will be on September 21st. Minister of Transport, Angela Maria Orozco, confirmed on September 11th that the return of international flights will be on September 21st. It's going to be around the 21st if they don't push it back. There is a good possibility that it'll get pushed back. For some reason, I have a feeling that it's not going to be for Colombia, maybe for Guatemala, but I don't think it's going to be for Colombia, but it could. I don't want to put any bad juju on it either way, because I know people want to get there. I get that. But biosafety protocol. So here's the important part. Biosafety protocol for international flights. The biosecurity protocol for the return of international flights to Colombia includes the requirements for a negative PCR COVID-19 test within 96 hours. We get that. The following is also a list of biosafety requirements for international flights. 1, passengers' access to the airport will be a maximum of 3 hours before the scheduled departure of the flight. The use of the mask will be mandatory from the entrance of the airport, during the trip, and at the arrival of destination, regardless of the duration of the tour. So you're going to be wearing a mask. If you don't like wearing a mask, you better get on your bike or ride a bus. For short flights, it is recommended not to use the aircraft toilets. Remember that one, okay? So this is all set and done. I mean, things can be changed, but this is what they're saying right now when there wasn't any information before. They're telling you don't go to the bathroom. In other words, they don't want you walking around. Just a flight attendant is going to be flying up and down the aisles. For short flights, it is recommended not to use the aircraft toilets. For medium and long duration flights, it is recommended to wear multiple masks to replace them during the trip. That's interesting. That's the first time I have seen that, and I've been reading this stuff for a couple of months now. The passenger must remain in the assigned seat throughout the flight. So no shuffling around, even when it's empty somewhere else, because I'm the person that's looking around at the beginning and going, hey, can I move over there? That's me. So they just told me I can't do that. So to enter or leave Colombia, the passenger must compulsory fill out before check-in and prior to entering the immigration control post at the airport a record that is on the Migración Colombia page. The form must be completed 24 hours before the flight. I'm going to show you that in a second. It won't work now because it has to be 24 hours before your flight, and there are no flights yet. So keep that in mind. But you do need to fill out this page before you go. So remember the list of the things that you need to do, and come back to this Medellin Guru as a reference under the story International Flights. Okay. To enter Colombia, a PCR test must be performed, and the result must not be greater than 96 hours before the stipulated time of the flight. I assume that's the same one. I assume that's the one that you took before you left your own country. In order to leave Colombia, the requirements agreed by the destination country must be met. For example, the United States does not require a PCR test for arriving international passengers. Isn't that something? You know what, Colombia, you're going to be in the same boat soon because you guys are following right behind us. I don't want to put any bad juju on it. But keep in mind that they are not asking for test results. You can come from anywhere you want, looks like. Well, not anywhere right now, but you can come from a lot of countries, and they're working out the deals now, to the U.S., and we aren't going to test you. Just the honor system, I guess. So remember those things. That's an important part. The 14 countries with international flights from Colombia, according to La República and the Colombia Transport Ministry, Colombia now plans to resume international flights in 2 phases. First phase, starting on September 21st, to the United States. One thing I noticed, though, a lot of countries, and I think maybe Guatemala's going to do it, I'm not sure, but they are not only allowing, but they're not allowing you to come from those countries, but they are particular about what states you come from. So if you look at our map, you know Texas, you know California, you know Florida, and New York, even though New York has gotten better. We were on those lists for quite a few countries according to stories I've read. But right now they're going to allow people from the, get this, okay. The worst countries in the world are the United States. We are number 1. We are the worst. I think we're 4% of the population, yet we have 20% of the virus. But Brazil is off the charts. Mexico's off the charts, and they're not even testing that much. The United Kingdom, they're going to allow them, obviously their numbers are going down, but they're having, revival of the virus. So Australia, Ecuador was off the chain. Ecuador had issues a couple of months ago. People were dying at home. They couldn't take them to the hospital. They were having to put bodies in the streets. So come on, Ecuador. Come on, United States. Come on, Brazil. It looks like they're asking, the worst countries, the worst offenders in this hemisphere anyway, to come to Colombia. So, safe travels. That's all I can say. Let me take a second also. Somebody commented last time that I put, just read the stories. I put too much of my opinion in it. Well, it is my opinion. And no matter what YouTube channel you look at, it's going to be that person's opinion. Now, with that said, I said something about, I mentioned Republican and the Republican governor of Florida. I said he was a butt kiss, which he is. Anybody's going to do, get on the same boat. Sorry, guys, who just told me don't put my opinion in it, but it doesn't matter. Everybody's going to have an opinion. But I wanted to specify that I am not against Republicans. I am against Republicans and Democrats. let me tell you something. This country is not great and won't be great until we have one thing: term limits. Term limits. Without term limits, there's not going to be health care for everyone. There's not going to be anything done about the homeless. There's not going to be anything done about the unfortunate and poor. Without health care, you've got nothing. Okay, so until we get around to that, and until we get rid of the Fed, which is just another private company printing our money, I mean, I don't want to get too political, so I'm going to stop there. But I wanted you guys to know that I am not against Republicans. My favorite governor is a Republican governor, Hogan of Maryland. I'm from DC and Maryland, but I like that governor of Maryland. I mean, he listens to the people, and you're not going to find that in a lot of places. Congress and the Senate, you can scrap that. It's a wrap, and it doesn't matter who's in charge either. But I wanted it known that I'm not against Republicans. You know, I'm not against Democrats. I think they're all idiots, and I think they're not all. No one thing is all one way. I get that, but for the most part, they're doing nothing, absolutely nothing. I had to look up how many days per year they work. I mean, they barely work. But anyway, you're not going to get any story, anyone on YouTube to offer you information without any opinion. Even if I just shut up and read the stories, I'm still choosing the stories. You know, so I just wanted to put that out there. So back to this. The countries they're allowing you from: United States, Brazil, Mexico, United Kingdom, Australia, Ecuador. This is first phase, and the DR. And these are to the airports: El Dorado and Bogota. So they are planning on opening that. Jose Maria Cordova, MDE in Medellin, Alfonso Bonilla Aragon Airport in Cali, Rafael Nunez International Airport in Cartagena. And then the second phase in October, they're opening it up more to Guatemala. Guatemala's got their own issues too with the virus. So Guatemala, El Salvador, Panama, Peru, Chile, Uruguay, Venezuela. We know what's going on in Venezuela too. So these are all the places in their first and second phase that are going to be reopened. In addition, there will be additional countries planned with special conditions, including Argentina, Canada, France, Germany, and Spain. So with that said, let's jump to the next one. Oh, I wanted to show you, okay, so up here it said, okay, the Migración Colombia page. So if you click on this link, I don't think anything's gonna happen. Oh, it does come up. Oh, it comes up here. So this is the same one that I have right here. I have the automatic translate turned on my browser, but this is where you're gonna have to come right here. Check dash MIG, and it's Migración Colombia. But if you click on it now, let's see what happens. Okay, let's say English. We're coming by air. And next, do like, you know, we don't know what, we're gonna take an extra $100. I don't know what that's it. Entrance to Colombia. And let's see, select where I'm going. I'm going to MDE. And approximate time, I don't know. I'm guessing the first date, obviously it has to be one of these dates when they're open. Oh, let's say there. And it's not going to let me go any further. So it has to be 24 hours before your flight is due to take off. What else information it's going to ask you, I don't know, because there's a next, and they're not going to let me get to that right now. Okay? So let's jump to the next one, because I wanted to give you some good news. Good news. Bars and restaurants in Medellin can now sell liquor, and this is a recent story as of September 16th. This is recent. Bars and restaurants in Medellin can sell liquor. If you go on other places, I don't know, but this one is stating, and again, I'm on Medellin Guru, and bars and restaurants in Medellin can now sell liquor on their premises. This is after a ban for over 5 months due to the coronavirus pandemic. This was announced on Tuesday, September 15th by the mayor of Medellin, Daniel Quintero, when he also reported that the city reached the goal of having 1,000 ICU beds to face the COVID-19 pandemic, Mayor Quintero said. So a lot of people are saying, you know, like we used to say here, come on, we got the beds. It's okay if you get sick, we got the beds. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. And then you tell me. Please comment below. I need as many comments as you can. If you want to comment about me griping about political whatever, that's fine. But at one of my subscribers, you know, he doesn't want to put his story out there because he's worried about what people say. You can say what you want. give your point of view. I encourage you to give your point of view. And while you're doing that, do me a favor, go down and hit like. Just go down and hit like one time. Help me grow the algorithm. This took me something to get this out for you guys. So I'm not the person that sits in front of a camera, talks, and lets it go. It's a lot more to it than that when it comes to editing, just the little small things. I like to be perfect with certain things, so it does take time. So do me a favor, just go down and hit like. Make that again like it's your tip to me. Much appreciated. Like. So back to this. The discipline and order of Medellin have been an example of economic reopening, not only in the country, but in Latin America. Today, we have almost all the sectors open, and the authorization for the sale of liquor is a sign of the good performance that the city has today. Now, I know quite a few people there. But recently I spoke to 3 separate people, one I just commented on, and they are saying it's not good. I hear Bejo is like off the charts, and that people have it, and that other people are getting it, and they wonder why Americans are jumping into this. You have to gauge that for yourself. You have to figure, is it worth it or not? I'm going to be sitting here watching from here in Houston, so I'm not going back until the coast is clear. Really, I don't think that's this year. I'm not looking to fly anytime soon. But if you're getting on there, you have family there, I get that. You know, your family here. If you're trying to go either way, I get that. So just do me a favor, leave me comments, let me know especially if you're in Colombia. I'd love to have you on an interview to find out what it's like there from the point of view of someone who's there, who is Colombian, who is there as well. I know expats there, but I want to hear from you guys if you speak English, because I recuerdo, yo hablo muy poquito español. Okay, starting on September 15th until midnight, starting on September 15th, I would say at midnight, each night, until midnight. So they're serving liquor until midnight. Bars and restaurants in the city are authorized to sell liquor in their commercial premises. For over 5 months, they had only been able to sell liquor via home delivery. Rappy, if you get there, remember, I don't know how long you're going to be there, but put Rappy on your phone. That's an application that you need to have. And do me a favor, look at one of my old videos. I'm going to leave a link up here. Hopefully I remember to put the link up here. If I don't hear, it'll be at the end. But take a look at my video, Living in Medellin After 5 Weeks, and things that I learned. I pass on some good information. This is my most popular video. Take a look at that and get some hints and tips and tricks on living in Medellin. But Rappy is a definite. You need Rappy, and you need to speak Spanish. So get your Spanish right too. Get your Spanish right. Do it now. Do it now. So let's see. Good news for Dia de Amor y Amistad. This news about bars and restaurants. Excuse me, I'm getting hyped up. About bars and restaurants being able to sell liquor comes just before the celebration of Dia de Amor y Amistad on Saturday, September 19th. Dia de Amor y Amistad, Day of Love and Friendship, is celebrated on the 3rd Saturday of September every year in Colombia. They have a lot of holidays in Colombia. If you're moving there, they got a lot of holidays. The good thing is, all the holidays all celebrated on Monday. So even if it comes on a Wednesday, they're going to make it that Monday. So meaning if you get the day off, it's that type of holiday. So then you'll have a 3-day weekend, which works out pretty good. This is essentially the Valentine's Day of Colombia. It is a traditional celebration in Colombia in which lovers, husbands and wives, couples and friends express their love and affection. In Colombia, which you need alcohol, I guess. In Colombia, for weeks before this day in September, you will start to see hearts adorn restaurants, shops, and bars. And in 2020, Dia de Amor y Amistad is on the Saturday the 19th. Okay, Resolution 1569 permits bars and restaurants to sell liquor. The Ministry of Health in Colombia signed Resolution 1569 on September 7th, which allows the sale and consumption of liquor in bars and restaurants. However, it is up to the mayors in Colombia to permit this within their municipality. But we're referring to Medellin in these videos. But if you're going to other places, it's going to be up to that that mayor. Okay, so we're getting back to another story here. So I'm going to jump to the next one. Coronavirus in Colombia. the current status. So this is by the numbers, meaning I said in the beginning I wanted to go over some numbers, so I'm going to skim through this really quick. Coronavirus in Colombia, we look at the current coronavirus statistics in Colombia and the measures taken by Colombia to minimize the threat of COVID-19. Colombia Ministerio de Salud, Minister of Health, reported the number of coronavirus cases in Colombia on September 15th, a total of 728,590 cases, up 6,698 cases from September 14th. It is for the whole country. It seems kind of high to me, but I'm not going to, again, I won't put my judgment on that. I'll just put my judgment on, I think they're tricking the numbers to reopen the economy, just as we are here and as other countries are as well. Also on September 15th, Colombia reported 1,053 recoveries. In addition, on September 15th, Colombia had only 95,787 active corona cases. So, and this is 84% is recovered, 13% are active, and 3% have died. So you can do the math on that. Many Medellin guru readers have asked about the current status of coronavirus in Colombia, so we look at the numbers. As of September 15th at 4 p.m., according to World Meters, there's a good link too. If you get here to this site, take a look at, or just type in World Meters. You can drill down to each country, to each state, to each department, to each county. But here on September, and this just goes over the quarantine, how they moved it from one to another, to another, to another. Coronavirus cases starting May 6th. Okay, so this is a key number right here. So in Bogota versus Medellin is not listed here because it's in Antioquia. So, but if the United States is having our issues, our positivity rate overall is 7%. In Texas, it was between 20 and 25, I think a week ago, which is extremely high. They say anything above 2 to 3% is high. So the country itself is at 7. Well, this country, these departments, I guess they're like their regions. Bogota is at 24%, and Antioquia, which is more than just Medellin, but the Abura Valley, which includes Medellin, and Medellin is in the valley, is at 25%. That means 1 out of 4 people that they test are positive. Easy math. Again, I think they're tricking the numbers, and they slowed up the tests towards the end of August. I mean, it is what it is at this point. I'm not the only one telling you certain things. I'm sure you're doing due diligence on your end, and you're looking at other websites. I'm just giving you the information that I can, I guess with a little bit of my opinion each time too. So, but let's see. So red cities in Colombia, let's see, Apartado, Bermeja, Barranquilla, Bello, Buenaventura, Bucaramanga, Bogota, Cali, Cartagena, Cucuta, Envigado. These are all, and these are areas that you're probably going to go to also. You're going to go to Cartagena. If you're going to Colombia, and even if you're in Medellin, you may want to go to Cartagena because people are going to say, go to the beach. I'm watching, this is Ace Live yesterday, as a matter of fact, and he was on the beach. And, it looks like nobody's wearing masks and they're not taking it that serious. So either I'm totally wrong, like a couple of my subscribers or people have wrote, it's a hoax. There is no virus. Or, but I have to remember that I did lose someone. So that brings me back to the realization and how particular I am about what information I put out. And I want to give you, if nothing else, another alternative. So if you're looking at everything is good, everything is rosy, and everybody in Medellin say it's great, it's great, it's great, it's great. The good thing about being in another country is you don't get into the politics. So whereas they do have their issues, every country has their issues. You can't understand Spanish, so you can't watch the news. And until they're, protesting out front of your house or anything else worse, things that you see, you're not going to believe it anyway. So life was good for me. And it's up to you to choose where you want to be. Personally, I'd rather be in Medellin. I felt safer in Medellin. I didn't find any racism in Medellin, except from one American who came down. But, I mean, it's just too much going forward. If I had to weigh it, Medellin beats over the U.S. every time. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't speak Spanish, so I don't really know how bad certain areas are. I know how bad some areas are, but I don't go walk around at midnight there, so I don't really see it firsthand. But anyway, so I wanted to show you this information. This one I showed you the other day, but it's updated every day. So Bogota has so many cases. They have another 1,444 over the past day. Medellin has 56,000 cases and an additional 583 over the past day. So Cali, so many cases. I mean, you have to run through, take a look at this. Again, Medellin Guru, he gives you a lot of information to jump through. So I've already gone over the embassy one right there, but I wanted to jump through something on a lighter note before I jump out of here, and that is this one: 12 things Colombians do that foreigners may find weird. So if you haven't been before, and I skimmed through this prior, so it's actually pretty cool. It's pretty funny. So, and come here, take a look at this website. I'm telling you, if you want to spend time in Medellin, Colombia, and you don't look at this website, you shorten yourself. I don't get kickbacks. I don't know the owner, Jeff. I mean, only from watching his name, but there's also a board on here where you can type in messages every day, and he replies and others reply, and you get your feedback. It's almost like a group. But let's jump through a few of these already. So living in a foreign country is always interesting. Learning the language is one thing, but learning about the culture is completely different. In my time in Medellin, I have noticed several things Colombians do that foreigners may find weird or even funny. When I arrived in Medellin, there were some things that Colombians do that clearly stood out right away, and other things Colombians do that I noticed by observing the locals after being in Medellin for a while. So this article, he goes over 12 things. Note, the above photo is Colombia celebrating Christmas, something that Colombians do on a completely different level. Yeah, they go way out at Christmas time. So cheese seems to be on and in everything. Colombians love cheese. Oh my God, let me tell you about this. Their hot dogs. One of the most popular hot dog stands or hot dog restaurants was 2 doors up from Sweet Georgia Cafe. And again, if you're going to Medellin, Colombia, and you don't go to Sweet Georgia Cafe, you're shorting yourself again. I don't get kickbacks again for anything. I'm telling you personally, you need to get there. Monday, they have Expat Day. I've never been because I personally didn't want to be around expats, tourists, but that is the spot. You have to go by there. But anyway, 2 doors up, it's this place that is popular. You want to know, a line around the block for people getting hot dogs. So as I sit there and I'm chilling most of the time, and I'm hanging out with the fellas, I'm like, man, I got to try one of these hot dogs. Even though I saw some of the stuff they put on, I got to try one of the hot dogs. And I tried the hot dog, and they put this cheese. I don't know how they pull this cheese. I don't know if it's mozzarella or what, but it's like a quarter size thick. And they pull it and they put it over the hot dog. And they also put coleslaw and something else. So I told them, go ahead and give me the regulars. Let me go ahead and try it. Man, the cheese, it's too much cheese. It's too much cheese. It's as much, like I said, a quarter. It's as much cheese as it is hot dog. So he's not lying in this story right here. Cheese seems to be on and in everything. Colombians love cheese. Their love of cheese goes so far that they put it on nearly on and almost everything. You think you only ordered a fruit salad? There's most probably going to be some cheese on it. Oblea, like a flattened waffle cone, will be served with arequipe, jam, and of course cheese. Hot chocolate with cheese is also a thing in Colombia. Colombians like to drink. The list of foods in Colombia with cheeses seems to be endless. Also, I have to mention that the cheese here is not as salty and strong in taste. It's fresh cheese, and it's soft in texture and pretty neutral in taste. Number 2, Colombians think saying no to someone is rude. Colombians are one of the most friendliest people that I've ever met. They help you as much as they can and would never dare saying no directly to someone. Now, this is true because I wasn't there a hot 2 days, and I had to look for, again, my first word, I told you, first word I had to learn there, cajero automático, which is an ATM. So that's the first thing I needed to find. And I was scrambling around. I'm walking around. You know, I looked it up on a map and walking. Like, where is it? Where is it? So I had to ask questions. Me pregunta, ¿dónde está el cash ATM? You know, I knew efectivo, dinero, necesito dinero, un maquinar. I was trying to say un machine, money, but it's cajero automático. So learn that too. But the reason I brought that story up is because I had like 2 and 3 people help me to get like a block. And they started walking with me, and around the corner, and they start pointing. And, you know, I can pick up some Spanish, but when they're going real fast is when I get lost. So they're telling me, come up here around this corner. Okay. And then I found the mall was another quarter mile. And let me throw that suggestion out there. If you do have to go to an ATM, try going to a mall. There's always security guards there. There's always somebody watching your back versus on the street. Don't do it downtown. Don't go to an ATM in El Centro. You know, leave, find a hotel somewhere and use an ATM if you absolutely have to, and then come back. But don't be down El Centro and go to a bank and use the ATM machine. Don't do that. So anyway, they're very helpful. They don't want to say no. That's because they usually grow up thinking that saying directly no to somebody might be rude. So they love Christmas. They celebrate Christmas on a completely different level. Colombians really celebrate Christmas in a huge way each year. And Christmas is almost a month-long celebration in Colombia. It is not just a single day or weekend. Colombians, number 4, Colombians want to help you badly. If you ask, especially a stranger, again, a question like, where's the nearest supermarket, or where can I get a hamburger? And again, I'm going to tell you this. The way he says it in his statement is you can walk up to somebody, hey, where can I get a good hamburger? I'm telling you, less than 1 to 2% of the people speak English. Or put it this way, want to speak English. They just, and maybe don't, because they're not confident enough in it. Just like we get kind of put back sometimes, we're not confident enough in it, and we just start scrambling with our English. Some people start speaking loud. Hamburger! You know, no, that don't work. Hamburguesa. So learn your Spanish. But I need to throw that in. It's not as easy as just saying something in English. Hey, where can I find a bathroom? I mean, maybe in a restaurant they know the word bathroom, but learn. Baño. ¿Dónde está el baño? Look at my video. It'll be at the end. So anyway, let's see. Number 5, there's no age for wearing braces in Colombia. Beauty is really important in Colombia, especially women are putting a lot of effort into it, whereas in US and Europe, it seems almost only kids wear braces. In Colombia, it's not unusual seeing Colombians of all ages wearing braces. Some Colombian friends told me that braces are like a status symbol for wealth and having money. Used to be like that when I grew up too. Only the rich kids had the braces. Of course, that not only reason because many just couldn't afford braces as a teen or now catching up on their dental work. Besides all this, the goal is to still get a beautiful smile. Take a look at my video on my dentist down there too. He is booming with business, I know right now. And I'm going to try to get him back on another interview, but go back and look at that, my folder for there. Number 6, don't be surprised to be called by a nickname of your status. And we do that here, but I guess they take it a little bit far down there. Colombians are really friendly and welcoming people. That is why it surprised me even more that they nickname people by their appearance. For instance, you can get called negrito, black. I'll never forget the first time somebody said negro, and I was like, what? It did not register that the color black is negrito or negro. But when you're black, or mono for a white person, same for your height and your body size. It's possible for you to get called gordito if you're fat, or if you're bigger, or flaco if you're skinny. Flaco, skinny. If you've ever heard those nicknames before. Keep in mind that it's just the way they talk to each other, no matter if you're a foreigner or not. Okay, so if you're called flaco, you need to go eat. Gordo, you slow up when you eat. Number 7, there's always something to celebrate in Colombia. As you might know, Colombians love to party. There seems to be a celebration for almost everything. They celebrate youth, plantain. There's even a celebration for laziness, Dia de la Pereza. The list of celebrations in Colombia seems to be endless. In addition, Colombians have more than one public holiday, more public holidays than most countries, with a total of 18 holidays during the year. Some Colombians may not even know what some of the Colombian holidays stand for, but will certainly celebrate, meaning they'll take that day off. And keep in mind, their holidays, they roll those around to that Monday. So, Sunday, they let you walk on 43rd Poblado Avenue. They block half the street so pedestrians can walk, ride, skate, walk their dog, whatever they're doing on that beautiful weather too. Oh my God. That is one of the highlights of every week for me. It was for me every Sunday to be able to walk on that. I wish I had a bike to go riding, but, and I walked all the way downtown, and back. It was 5K down and 5K back. So I did my own little 10K that day. But when you have a holiday on that Monday, so they also open up the street on that Monday too. So it's a 3-day holiday. Plus the clubs and everything that stay open on Saturday night, you get another Saturday night because they're open on Sunday night because Monday is a holiday. So that was number 7. Number 8, you get asked for tips in restaurants in Colombia. Okay, so here's the thing, and here's a picture of a receipt. This is funny because I'll never forget, I kept seeing on this check, and first I didn't know, they couldn't understand what I was saying, but I'm like, I didn't have a propina. I'm like, okay, hamburguesa, vodka, I had my vodka. So vodka and this and that, I didn't have any propina. I go, este es cerveza. ¿Cómo? And what? Well, propina is tip. Okay, so they will ask you, con o sin propina? Con propina or sin propina? Sin is without, like sin gas. If you ask for water, they're going to ask you, sin gas? Meaning, do you want gas in your water? Do you want soda water, or do you just want regular water? You're going to get that question. Mark my word. Remember me telling you, you're going to get that question. You're going to get this propina one too on your check. You're going to go, what the heck? I didn't order any propina. Because half time you can't understand what's on the check anyway. And I will tell you this. Last year when my ex-girlfriend came to visit me there, and we went up to Poblado and we sat down and we ate, we had this drink that was just awful. Now, I'm a former restaurant person and I am an American. I don't go out with my attitude anymore. Remember, go there in peace. When you leave and you go to another country, you represent your country, so be nice. And I am. So this time we're sitting there. This drink was just awful. It was a margarita. I forget the name of the place, but it was a margarita and it was awful. And I couldn't drink it. So I told him, I said, I can't drink this. It's mild. What Catherine will be able to tell you. I said, it's what Spanish I know. It's bad. No, I said, it's nasty. I don't like it. And I'm not paying for it. Can you take this off the check? And they go, oh, no. They say what they were saying and they go back and, in the U.S. you ask for a manager and it's normally, oh, we'll take that off. Can I get you something else in this place? Because I wanted another. Actually, I think we probably had another. No, we knew at that point because we had some wings. We knew at that point, okay, this is going downhill. I'm not going to order another drink. So she kept coming back and forth, and I said, ¿Dónde está el manajero? I need to speak to. Quiero hablar con un manajero. I need to speak to the manager. And finally, the manager comes back and goes, ¿Qué es un problema? And I say, well, it's your bebida es cochino, it's nasty, it's what did I say? It's nasty. I don't like it. No gusto y no pagar. I'm not paying for it. So can you take it off the check? And they go, oh, que este, pero she kept telling me that's how, and I think they may have come out in English. That's how they make it. I understand that, but it's not good. And it was really, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it was bad. I drink a lot of stuff. And but it was just like dishwater, and I couldn't drink it. So I'm telling you this story because you're going to have a time where you're going to order something you don't like, and then what do? Do you pay for it? Because in the U.S., here we're used to saying, no, I'm sorry, I don't like this. And right away. I didn't drink the drink, by the way. I sipped and was like, oh my God. She's like, what? It's nasty. Try it. So she tried it. Oh my God, it's nasty. So now we realize we're not drinking that. So, and I would like to return, and I wanted another drink, but they would not replace it for me. So just be aware. What do you do when your food, you're not happy with your food, or your service for that matter, or you're not happy with the drink? What do you do? So you're going to confront that at some point. Do you just say, okay, I just go ahead and pay and get out? But when you're in Poblado and you're in, I forget the couple streets up, what's it called? A couple streets up from Poblado, you know, it's a tourist area and they are used to you. So you may think that my money goes further, but it doesn't go that much farther in Poblado. It doesn't. No, because you're getting American quality in some instances, and the service is good, and so you're going to pay about the same, maybe a little bit less. And you watch a couple of my videos sitting up in Parquilleras, and they charged me, I forgot, like $7 for a drink, and I was like, whoa, I can take an Uber across town and back for $7. But nonetheless, remember Propina. So I went too far on that one. So 8, you get asked for tips in restaurants in Colombia. That's what this is. And so just remember, you're going to see Propina. That's your tip. They will put it on. I don't think they make it mandatory, but they will suggest. So they will tell you how much it costs without it, sin, without Propina, and then con, with, like chile con carne. Okay, 8. No, that's 9. Colombians seem to be late for almost everything. You've heard the stories, people. You know, I don't have any particular stories, but I've read thousands of stories, well, hundreds probably, about how people are late. You will wait for everything. There is no fast food. Not even McDonald's. Yes, McDonald's is there, but it's not fast. You're going to order McDonald's and they're going to cook it. It's not just, they don't just reach around and pull off a burger. Frisbee's chicken, the bomb chicken. That's what took me down there for business years ago. But you're going to wait for it. I remember it was like 20 minutes. I had to go back and go, hey, ¿dónde está el pollo? You know, that's the universal symbol. It was taking too long. Everything is what? You go to the food court in the mall. You're going to be waiting. It doesn't matter. I mean, unless it's a donut or something that's right there, but it's still going to take a couple of minutes to make that coffee, and they're not rushing. You get a pager in the mall, and then when your little coastal pager rings, you go up and get your food, or they bring it to you. But you will be waiting. You will be waiting on people. It puts a whole new meaning to CP time, if you know what I mean. Colombians drink coffee all day long. They call it una tinto, and it normally comes in a little teeny cup. Like if you remember Dixie cups, a little teeny cup can't be more than, I don't know, 6 ounces, 5 ounces, a little white cup, and it's a flexible hot cup. So you see people like this, and I'm drinking coffee now, but they hold the cup like this. It's because it's so hot, and they drink it this way. Because you can't hold a cup, and there's nothing to fit around it to hold it. I mean, unless you brought a napkin with you or a shirt or something you can hold it in. But it's called una tinta, and they drink it all day long, and it is strong, and it is sweet. Sweet, like that much sweet. And I know this because I had coffee at quite a few places, and also, and I think they show a picture of Juan Valdez up here at, this is up at Parquilleras, on the north side of Parquilleras. And I think it's still open. I saw somebody walk by a couple of weeks ago. But it is strong and it's sweet. I did one of the coffee tours where we walked around and we actually ate coffee at a few different places. And you try that and you sample this. What do you notice about it? It's sugar. It's a cup of sugar. It's black sugar, but it's strong. Anyway, you have to try it still. Una tinto. Okay, so this just goes over. Colombians tend to drink a lot of coffee all day. Colombians may have a cup of tinto in the morning with breakfast, with lunch, and the evening snack and a dessert. The story goes on. Number 7, Colombians do not sit down right away on a bus. I didn't know this. I didn't take a bus. Well, I did take a couple of buses, but not the city buses. Sitting on a bus and watching other people can be really interesting. For instance, when a seat in the bus gets free, Colombians tend to first uncomfortably lean on the back of the seat before sitting down. They do it in order to let the seat cool down before they sit on it. Just another funny and unusual thing I get to see in Medellin. I didn't know that. The rationale is supposedly that a person who just left your seat you're about to sit in has just left their body heat behind and gonna spread body heat germs? I don't know. And number 12, Colombians treat dogs like babies. Anyway, just some weird things. I wanted to throw those things in towards the end. I guess you got everything else. I'm not even going to jump to the last one. I wanted to give you as much information as I can. Please do me a favor, like this video. I'm going to offer more information as soon as more becomes available. I waited and waited and waited, if you've noticed, until I had something new to put up, and that is the biosecurity things, the main part for those who want to travel there, who have family stuck there. Please, I need your comments. Comment, let me know if you don't like, if you like. I'm adjusting as I go. But again, opinion is going to be in everything, guys. If you're on YouTube, you're going to find opinion on everything. So, especially from the things that I'm choosing. I'm picking the stories that you're watching. So, do me a favor. If you go, and this is coming up in a few days now, so if you do go, please let me know. Please log. I'm stuck at the airport. Tell me your story. Shoot me a video. Zoom with me when you get there. Let me know how it is. Let me know everyone's healthy. Do what you can to keep yourself safe, people. Do what you can to keep yourself safe. Wear your mask. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Click the bell to be alerted of any new videos. And I thank you guys so much. Please like.
We have a YouTube channel. Like it. Please comment and share if you like the video. Please subscribe and kick the bell.